Nature, as well as being a potential victim of climate change, is also a key ally in tackling climate change. And that can be through a number of ways. Firstly, it can help us in mitigating climate change, actually reducing the level of the challenge by absorbing carbon and other greenhouse gases through restoration and protection of natural habitats, such as peatlands and forests, which are large stores of carbon.
The oceans sequester about a quarter of the carbon dioxide emissions that we are currently producing, and therefore they're helping us to mitigate the damage that we're doing to the climate system. Waters at high latitudes are very carbon dioxide rich, and they're also denser than the waters at lower latitudes. And so when they sink into the deep ocean as part of things like the overturning circulation, they take their carbon with them. The ocean's flora and fauna are also involved in transferring carbon from the atmosphere into the ocean. And they do that because, just like land plants, when they photosynthesize, they take in carbon dioxide. There are some ways in which we could think about encouraging the ocean to take up more carbon from the atmosphere. So, for example, marine forest planting, so things like seaweed and kelp, and also the restoration of coastal wetlands. And that's the kind of thing we should be able to get on with without any delay.
Equally importantly, they can help us adapt to climate change. So, for example, mangrove forests on the edge of the ocean can protect against sea level rise and against extreme storm events, which are getting more intensive under climate change. And trees in cities can cool the temperature of cities and reduce the impacts of extreme heat wave events. And there are many other ways that we can work with nature to adapt to climate change.
It's really important to also understand that working with nature as partners of nature is not an alternative to intense decarbonisation across all sectors of the economy. There is no nature unless we manage to reduce our emissions and absorb excess carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases from the atmosphere.